Trickster Online, an accurate name for this anime MMORPG, as I was tricked into believing this was some run-of-the-mill, cute, anime-inspired MMORPG using beautifully rendered sprite graphics and cute cat/goat/other anthropomorphic creature girls. You never know, there might even be a Lamia girl in here somewhere. Probably. It really wouldn't shock me. Either way, Trickster is no ordinary run-of-the-mill, sprite-rendered, anime-inspired MMORPG. It is actually a nightmare-fueled MMO disguised as your lolly Nico girl fantasy MMO. Trickster is a little old school, if you ask me. Something we current-gen gamers don't truly appreciate, and that is repetition, grinding for unnecessarily long amounts of times, be it for loot or monster kills for quest completions, and hard-ass goddamn battles. I mean, really hard battles. Like seriously guys, when was the last time you truly struggle bust through an encounter in an MMORPG that wasn't from a raid or dungeon boss? I'll give you a moment to think about it. Okay, moment over. Anywho, in Trickster, you will fight for your life at every corner of the map. And I say every corner of the map because, you know, the maps are kind of square, so you know, like you could theoretically see a monster at any of the corners, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you know what? Just scratch that. I digress from my original subject. You struggle at every corner, fighting grumpy, adorable squids and giant mutant replicating crabs that literally took me what feels like years to kill. You will also struggle to collect all the dirty selfies from the townsfolk that they accidentally lost, meaning shady characters like Mr. Smith. And if that wasn't hard enough for you guys, how about digging through to the heavens and back with your trusty bear drill? Lastly, the most difficult of all is meleeing the monsters as a mage that primarily pumps stats into the magical statistics, leaving one's melee somewhat lackluster and death incurring, with no real way to rectify the situation without googling online for at least a good solid 20 minutes only to find that there is a skill trainer found within the first and what seems like only major city that I would not otherwise have access to until around level 25, leaving the magical character, the one that primarily would use magical skills to melee the monsters, with almost a guarantee death chance. Perfect system, much wow. So much wow. Now, before I continue any further, I would like to point out that yes, this is sarcasm. And second, it is still, in my opinion, a questionable system. But let's face it guys, Trickster is an old game made for gamers who actually appreciate the complexities it had. A generation that did not need to be spoon-fed all their information. I, for one, have been sipping on too many new-gen games that my brain cells just couldn't handle being used after all of these years from drinking the new formula. Anyway guys, to go into a little detail on Trickster Online for any of you interested, it is, as I said before, an old school MMORPG, something similar to Ragnarok, but with way less classes, customizability, and, you know, probably a bit more color. I would say a lot more color. Trickster is quite colorful. And pretty, but torturous, but very pretty. All of the classes available to you are animal related, so if you're opposed to animal girls or anime boys, then this is probably not the game for you. Also, if you didn't get it from what I said earlier, all of these skills are learned through trainers and not actually learned by leveling up, which was a strange system to get around, I will admit. Quests are also taken like one would expect, however with a little twist, as you can finally talk back to your NPC overlords that oppress you into completing menial tasks, and you can simply now reject them and their feeble requests till you realize that that is your only fast way to level up in this game, and you cave into their demands and completing said menial tasks whilst feeling lesser for it. I hate my life, man. Besides this, there is of course the sheer difficulty this game has, but that is about it. It's relatively a normal anime MMORPG. Cute to some, horrendous to others, with the same outcome, a low player base, like all anime MMORPGs, unfortunately. So guys, to elaborate on my personal feelings towards this MMORPG, I'd have to say I generally have mixed feelings on it. On one hand, it was difficult, and it made me actually read the quests and NPC text to find out how I can go about completing my quests. And it was challenging to all hell, which was a great change to the normal that I have been dealing with. But at the same time, I hated having to read every single quest I got just to be be able to complete them and kite every single monster in hopes that I might be able to beat it before it just chomps away my health, or simply defaulting back to the melee combat as it was more proficient and missed less, even though I was a caster. In all honesty, I would try out this MMORPG again, and despite my mixed feelings on it and the struggles it put me through, it's more the better for it and worth checking out if you're not opposed to sprite graphics. Either way guys, good day, night, or afternoon wherever it is where you are, and I'll be seeing you guys next time, so don't forget to check out the next video. 口づけくらいじゃ足り